Hello everyone, I'm silentdeth, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Space Engineers, Episode 6. Last time, we built our atmospheric miner, and I said this episode we were going to work on a welding ship, which is what we're going to do. Being that the atmospheric miner that I built in my Let's Play world is sitting at a connector with 5 hours to go until it is charged, I decided for the welder we might want to try hydrogen, being as we have a whole bunch of ice and it doesn't use as much power. So this is what I've got. It doesn't use very many mods. We do have these here, which are twin welders. We have twin welders and twin grinders, which are two separate mods made by the same person. But we're using the twin welders. They have a much greater range than vanilla welders. I don't know if they're faster, if they just have greater range, but they're better. They're just flat out better. We have one large hydrogen tank, 3 oxygen generators, 4 hydrogen thrusters there, 3 there, 6 there, and a bunch underneath. Each of these oxygen generators produces about 1 1/3 as much hydrogen as you need to run a small thruster at full blast. So with 3 of them, we can run a little bit over 4 at full blast and keep up with the production rate. I'm hoping that'll keep us from crashing if we run out of anything. Other things we have: some special landing gear underneath here, two batteries, just 2 batteries. We have a little camera in the back for docking. Back here, though we don't have any kind of remote control unit set up. And a couple of timer blocks for our programming blocks, which we have 4 of. Just 3 gyroscopes. And I think that's pretty much everything. First off, what we're going to want to do is, last time I showed how to set up this battery monitor we have in the center screen here. We want to adapt that to use the same kind of visual display for our hydrogen tanks so that we'll know when we're about to run out of fuel. To do that, this block is loaded with the configurable automatic LCDs. And then we're going to load this one with the battery monitor with LCD images script. Check code, remember to exit. We know that this one, the advanced configurable LCDs, has a section that can monitor the amount of hydrogen we have. So what we just need to do is find the code that does that and then copy it into this thing. I have already found the code. So we're going to come up here. Yes, right here. And we will just paste that in. let me line this up and I'll be right back. Okay. So up here is the battery script. It's these two lines right here we're really interested in. Batteries is a list of terminal blocks. Then we get blocks of type my batteries, and they must be on this cube grid. This is from the LCD script, the Advanced Configurable LCDs, ALCDs, ACLCDs, I think that's what we'll call it, ACLCDs. So we have a tank sum, blocks count, or blocks count again, then my oxygen tank, so tank, it gets a block, the first one, or one of the ones from a group of blocks, which is a list from somewhere. And if the tank type is oxygen, and tank block definition subtype is a null, or tank block definition subtype to lower contains tank type. Tank type is what we want to say. So what kind of stuff is in the tank? So we'll do a string, since that's what kind of variable it is. Tank type, and we're going to set that, we'll just hard code it, hydrogen, with a nice little semicolon after it. And now we need to adapt the other parts. So it's calling its list blocks instead of batteries. We can fix that pretty easily. Now it's causing it blocks. It's using a slightly different thing with these parentheses. We need to get rid of them. The ones after count. And right here, blocks is actually a class that has blocks inside of it, which is kind of confusing. But all we have to do is delete the capital blocks and just leave it like that with the I. And that will kind of merge the two. Going through, that's fine, that's fine. Let's check the code. Alright, that's some stuff. So far, so good. This is just saying if it's basically a tank that we want, add the amount of oxygen, which also works for hydrogen, the amount of liquid or gas inside the tank, multiply that times 100, and add that to tank sum. If it's not the type that we want, we subtract this variable, we subtract one from this variable called count, which is the amount of blocks that are my oxygen tank, which we need to change this like that. And we don't need this. Or we could just say if count is 0, that basically means there isn't any blocks of the type that we want. Just return. Percent tank sum divided by count. Pretty easy to figure that one out. Now we're back to the battery script, starting here. So current power, we aren't going to need either of those. We don't need current power or max power. Tells us the script is running, and here is where it tells us which image to use. So current power divided by max power times 20. That means we're going to want to get rid of this 100. Or we could just multiply it by 20F, but I think we want to get rid of this 100. And this is the percent. Basically, this thing. So we'll just copy this, replace that, and get rid of the %. Down here, doesn't look like we need to do anything. So we'll check the code. It runs. We will call this an HMON. Check the code again. Remember and exit. And just shouldn't be running. We'll take that. We'll do that. Make sure you're not actually running. I think that was the battery script. I've already set up the name of the LCD. So, our timer block. It's already set this second. Make sure that it's not actually running. Set up the actions. So it's starting itself. We want HMON. Just run with the default argument. And it occurs to me that we don't really have a way to know if this is actually working until we build this and check it inside the game. Well, I guess it would be full. That's what we'll do. We will HMON. There we are. That'll allow us to know if it's working. So timer, start. It didn't remove the image. Timer, stop. Okay, so far, I don't know why it's not removing the image. Okay, we'll add a white screen. There we go. That'll let us know. Not working now. HMON. No errors, but it's not actually running. Which means it's not getting to here. Nothing there. Spelled that right, didn't I? Oxygen tank blocks, cube grid. Alright, let me go through and check this. I got it working. I'm not really sure what the problem was. It's working now. I don't know. Let's go ahead and set up the other screens. So you will be the bottom on. Change that. Compile the code, remember the code. And which LCD do we want? The left side, I guess. Looks like you're it. You'll be the right side with an LCD in the title. Looks good so far. Let's set up our timer. Set the button on. Run with the default argument. It's running, isn't it? Okay, yeah, that's not running. Right. Start then. There we go. Now then, we just need to set up that, which will wait until we get into our survival world. First, we need to figure out what we're going to call this. Info. Production. Oh yeah, it needs to be me. Control panel, everything is mine. We'll just call this the there we go. Get a nice good shot of it. Right there, excellent. And now back into our survival world. It is all welded together. Batteries are charging, going to take quite some time. $5 hours? Yeah, that's a little bit long. But we can go ahead and set up some things. First off, the oxygen generators. We want these to be priority 2. Be nice to get some ice in there and start generating some hydrogen. Then for our cargo container, come on, there we go. We'll want components, P5, say 100 of them by default. Then we'll override a few things. Construction, we want go with 1,000. Interior plate, go with 1,000. The steel plate, go with 5,000. Motor, I go with 1,000. Maybe 500 on the motors. Display computers. I don't think we need to do anything with computers. And just to make things easier on ourselves, solar cell, we'll do 128. And that should grab all of that stuff and put it inside that cargo container. Just make sure we have the priority right. Yeah, you need to be P4. So we'll actually pull out of these other ones. Next up, we need to set up our LCDs. And this little guy. So we're going to use the missing command. All cargo. Then we want component 1. I think. I think that's right. Let's check. So program block 3. Can be this one. Check code. Yes. Remember and exit. And you'll be ACLCD. Grab the timer. And on. You're already running? Okay. Are you actually running? Make sure you're both going. Tori. Let's go check in the cockpit. Private or public title? Didn't I just do that? Oh, right. I put it in the wrong thing. Whoops. How about now? There we go. It's telling us we're missing everything. We already knew that. LCD. We're going to go ahead and change the color of the text. I want it to be red. Let us know. So this will basically just tell us when we're out of something. If we were to grab all the components we have in here. This is a little crappy ship that I used to make that. Oh yeah, we need actually to get down behind here. Should pull stuff in. So 100, yeah. Okay, good, good, good. Now then we'll keep grabbing some more stuff. Throw it all in here. It'll get sorted out when we dock and everything. Anything that's left in there will be grabbed out. And then we can grind that down. Alright, let's go pop in here and see if that's updated. Yep, it says we just need thrusters, gravity engines, medical explosives, and superconductors. We could ignore some things. No, I think we'll leave it like that. Might want to change the text a little bit. Let's see, LCD. Bump up the size a tiny bit. Let's try 1.5. That's a little bit better. And we'll see if our hydrogen thing is working. We're going to grab some ice. Of which we have tons somewhere. Give me some ice. And then we'll just throw it in here. That was a little bit freaky. That noise. Engine's just kicking on. Okay, I probably need to turn off the inertial dampeners. I'm thinking. There we go. Says 0. Only updates in 5% increments. What is it called? Hydrogen tank? Small? Should be updated? Yes. Okay, that is working too. Excellent. And when I put this up on the workshop, that script will be inside of the computer. So you can just download it that way. And you don't have to do all that typing that I did. Can even, I think, save the script from here. Remember code. There's a way to publish this. Okay, yes. So you could publish it or something. Create from editor. Do it that way. And have it saved on your computer. Or in the workshop or whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. But we're going to end this episode here. As you probably don't want to sit around and wait 5 hours while this charges. Next episode, we are going to be working on our base. Changing it from a loose collection of buildings huddled together against the cold to something really, really awesome. I'm thinking something igloo inspired. That is my plan that I have kind of hovering there in the back of my mind. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Like if you like. Subscribe if you're not. Leave a comment if you have anything to say. I do read all the comments. Thanks for watching. And I will see you next time.